Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It's October 15, 2022 and the team have traveled to the Spanish capital ahead of a Clasico that will be played tomorrow. Also, Ronald Araujo has given us an update on his injury and Jules Laporta has confirmed that the club will be making signings in the winter transfer market. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, we begin with the news that the team have traveled to the Spanish capital ahead of El Clasico that will be played tomorrow, Sunday, October the 16th at the Santiago Bernabeu. Now the club have released the name of the players that have traveled to Madrid and those players are Marc ter Stegen, Gerard Piqué, Sergio Busquets, Ousmane Dembele, Pedri, Robert Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, Marcos Alonso, Jordi Alba, Frank Kessie, Sergi Roberto, Frankie de Jong, Rafinha, Jules Kounde, Eric Garcia, Iñaki Peña, Alejandro Valde, Gavi, Pablo Torre, and Arnau Tenas. Now Jules Kounde has been declared fit for a Clasico and it's reported that he could start that match, but it's not clear whether Xavi is going to start him in the center back position alongside with Eric Garcia or whether Xavi is going to start Jules Kounde in the right back position. Now if Jules Kounde starts as a right back, that means that Gerard Piqué will have to start alongside Eric Garcia in the center back position, and after the awful performance of Gerard Piqué in the Champions League against Inter Milan, I really hope that that is not the case. Now if Sergio Busquets plays in tomorrow's match, he will become the third player with the most appearances in the Clasico with 43 matches, right behind Lionel Messi and Sergio Ramos, who each have had 45 appearances in the Clasico. Now this will not only be a duel between two historic rivals, which are Barcelona and Real Madrid, but this will also be a duel between Robert Lewandowski and Karim Benzema to see who is the best striker in Europe. Now Real Madrid's coach Carlos Ancelotti has confirmed that their goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois will not play in tomorrow's match due to injury, and this is a good boost for Barcelona because Courtois is one of the best goalkeepers in the world and he's one of the main reasons why Real Madrid were able to clinch La Liga and the Champions League last season. Now Barcelona and Real Madrid are currently tied on points, so tomorrow's match could prove pivotal in the race for La Liga because the winner will be able to take 3 points away and start to pull away from second place. Now on to the news that Ronald Araujo has given us an update about his injury through his social media accounts. Now Ronald Araujo has announced that after intense weeks, everything has gone well with his surgery and he has confirmed that he has begun his recovery process. Now Ronald Araujo picked up an injury over the international break while playing with Uruguay in a friendly match against Iran, and as a result he underwent surgery in Finland on his adductor muscle in his right thigh. Now it's not clear how much time Ronald Araujo is going to miss. However, it's reported that he could be out 2 to 3 months, and there is still some hope with the Uruguayan national team that he could make the 2022 Qatar World Cup, with the team reportedly saving a spot for the Uruguayan defender. Now on to the news that Jules Laporta has confirmed that the club will be making signings in the winter transfer market. Now Jules Laporta has stated that he has been in dialogue with the coach Xavi Hernandez, with the sporting committee, and with the sporting director of football, which is Matteo Alemany, and after analyzing the team so far, they have decided that they will be making some signings in the winter transfer market in order to reinforce the team. Now, Jules Laporta said that the team is currently under construction and this is a project and any project should be allowed to be improved, and if they can, they will make some signings in the winter transfer market. Now after all the signings that happened over the summer, the team still needs some positions to be reinforced, especially the center midfield, which is Sergio Busquets' position, who currently does not have any substitutions. Now another position that the team need to reinforce is the right back position, which is currently being occupied by Sergi Roberto and Hector Bellerin, two players that were not the team's #1 option to occupy that position. Now a report in the media outlet Sport has suggested that Barcelona are looking to make signings in the winter transfer market because they're afraid that they could be restricted by La Liga in the summer transfer window, which could hinder their options in signing new players. Now this reports go on to explain that Barcelona are currently under the 1-to-1 rule, which means that for every euro that they gain from an exit of a player, that euro could be used to sign a new player. In other words, that if Barcelona sell a player for 100 million euros, they will be able to use the entire 100 million euros to sign new players. Now that was not always the case. Barcelona were under a strict 1-to-3 rule last season, which meant that for every euro that they gained from an exit of a player, they could only use 33% of that euro to sign new players. So if they sold a player for 100 million euros, they would only be able to use 33 million euros to sign a new player. And that rule was imposed on them by La Liga because Barcelona were under a very bad financial situation. Now, after Barcelona sold several of their players over the summer transfer market, and with the activation of the economic levers, the club were released from under that strict 1-3 rule, and they were placed under the 1-1 rule. Now, La Liga clubs have to report the salary of their squad twice a year, once in September after the summer transfer market, and once in February after the closing of the winter transfer market. And this report suggests that Barcelona are afraid that if things don't change, that they could be placed under a strict 1-4 rule over the summer transfer market, and that would hinder their possibilities of trying to sign new players. Now, I personally don't see any merits to this report because Barcelona have announced that they had a 98 million euro profit in the previous financial year of 2021-2022, and the current forecast is the club are going to have 274 million euro profit in this 2022 and 2023 financial year. Now, Barcelona have missed out on some money with their possible elimination from the Champions League, which is around 10.2 million euros that they would have received had they qualified to the round of 16. However, the club have announced that revenue is up by 18%, and ticket sales are also up by 42%. Now, this report goes on to suggest that Barcelona are looking to make signings this winter transfer market because they're currently under a 1-1 rule, and they're afraid that they're gonna be placed under a 1-4 rule next summer. So they're looking to make those signings that they were hoping to make in the summer this winter, while they still don't have those La Liga restrictions. Now, I don't see any merits to this report because why would La Liga place Barcelona under a strict 1-4 rule when they are currently generating profits, and when they were placed under a 1-3 rule, they were actually reporting losses. Now, as I reported previously, Matteo Alemany has confirmed that the club are going to be following the same formula that they followed this past two transfer market, where they're going to target free agent in order to save the club some money. Now, as a result, several players have been offered to the club whose contracts are due to expire pretty soon, and one of those players is Ruben Neves. Now, Neves currently plays for the Premier League club Wolverhampton, and his contract will be up in 2024, and his agent Jorge Mendes has offered the player to Barcelona as a possible replacement for Sergio Busquets. Now, Barcelona's number one option to replace Sergio Busquets is Zubimendi. However, Real Sociedad have confirmed that the player has officially extended his contract with Real Sociedad from 2024 until 2027. Now, this extension has possibly closed the door on Barcelona being able to sign Zubimendi as a replacement for Sergio Busquets, whose contract will be up in the summer of 2023. Now, other players that have been offered to the club is N'Golo Kanté, whose contract will expire with Chelsea in the summer of 2023. However, the player has stated in the past that he prefers to remain in the Premier League. Now, another player that has been offered to Barcelona is Jorginho, whose contract will also expire in the summer of 2023. And in the defensive line, Íñigo Martínez has also been offered to Barcelona, whose contract with Athletic Bilbao will also expire in the summer of 2023. Now, on to the news that audio from Barcelona's tunnel has been leaked that shows Xavi telling the players to be careful from Inter Milan's goalkeeper Onana, sending long passes to Lautaro Martinez, who could be looking to be Barcelona's defensive back. Now, apparently Gerard Piqué did not listen to these instructions, because that's exactly what happened with Inter Milan's third goal, where Onana sent a long pass to Lautaro Martinez, and Gerard Piqué was completely distracted and left Lautaro Martinez without a mark, and as a result, Inter Milan were able to score their third goal. Now, this is further proof that Gerard Piqué's time at the club is up, and he no longer possesses the level to be a Barcelona starter. Now, on to the news that Samuel Umtiti has spoken about his decision to join the Italian club Lecce. Now, Umtiti is currently on a one-year loan with the newly promoted Italian club Lecce, and he just had his debut against Roma, where he played the entire 90 minutes, and he even provided an assist. Now, Samuel Umtiti hadn't played a single minute prior to last weekend, and it was reported that he had asked Lecce for a period of adaptation where he could train and get back to form, and it seems that the Italian club agreed to that. Now, about his decision to join Lecce, Samuel Umtiti said, "After the Barcelona experience, I needed peace and quiet. Lecce is the best solution because it is also an ideal city to live in. The conditions are ideal here to start again. During the summer, there was contact from other clubs, but I really feel I took the right decision." Now, regarding his future, Samuel Umtiti said, "I came to Lecce with the mentality of facing different challenges every day. In Barcelona, I had a lot just as I had the opportunity to play with great champions. Unfortunately, some physical problems forced me to start from scratch. It's not easy to come back, but I chose to rewrite my career with Lecce, and the first step is to try to stay up. Now, this is great news to see Samuel Umtiti trying to restart his career, and I really hope that he's successful, not only because it would be beneficial for Barcelona, who can then offload him permanently next summer, but it would also be beneficial for the player who at one point was one of the best center backs in the entire world, but unfortunately due to injury, his career took a nosedive. Now on to the news that Miralem Pjanic has spoken in a recent interview about his time in Barcelona. Now Miralem Pjanic said that Xavi wanted him to stay on the team, and it was the player himself who decided to leave the club because he realized he wasn't going to have much playing time. Now Miralem Pjanic arrived from Juventus in Barcelona, however he didn't have much luck under Ronald Kounde, and as a result he was sent on a one-year loan to the Turkish club Besiktas. Now after coming back from loan, Miralem Pjanic was due to be offloaded this past summer. However, after having good performance in the preseason, Xavi decided to keep the player as a replacement for Sergio Busquets. Now despite Xavi wanting Pjanic to remain at the club, it's the player who decided to leave because he realized he wasn't going to have much playing time with so many midfielders available to the club. Now we will end today's video with 3 brief updates. The first one is that Barcelona are very well represented in the Golden Boy 2022 race, with several Barcelona players as final candidates, such as Pedri, who won the Golden Boy last year 2021, Gavi, Ansu Fati, and Nico. Now Alejandro Balde was also amongst the candidates for the Golden Boy race, however he was dropped once the top 40 were announced. Now the second update is that the Barcelona women's team have continued their undefeated season by winning 3-0 against Athletic Club, and Barca Athletic have suffered one more defeat, 1-4 against CE Sabadell. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. And as always, Pisca Barça.